I didn't have my speaker on, so I didn't know when the music was ending, and it already ended. So, if you'd be a little patient with me, I'm just doing some sharing. And since I'm in a pretty decent mood, I'm going to be sharing to several different places. See, when I'm morose and I'm kind of down, I don't like to share to these other places because they're not my groups. And I should only, in those groups, I should only send a positive message, right? It is not for me to go into somebody else's group and tell other people what to do. It's just, no, it's not my group. And the fact that, you know, virtual hugs. I had a lot of virtual hugs. Um, Number one, thank you for everybody that has helped me since last Friday. Um, that was tough, man. It sucked. It sucked. I went back on my meds, Jason. I tried to go off the last, and it was under Dr. Guy. I was okay going down by 20s the whole time, but this time it said no. So, um, but a lot of work there. But here we're going to be talking about a turning point. It's step 7. It's step 7. Where are we going to be at though? Page 75. Tomorrow's I can't wait for. This is so me. This is so me for tomorrow. Giving up center stage. I admit it frequently. I like being the center of attention. Sometimes. Sometimes. All right. Oh, I got to make it so that my computer will stop dinging. I don't like notifications. Notifications drive me nuts. Ding, ding, boot, ding dog. Have I been forgetting to do that, dude? It's been absolutely. Fuck, dude, I'm sorry. That's why. Because it's clear down at the freaking bottom, and that's not the right one. Oh, I didn't share the video to everybody. I shared the. Yeah, I did. Okay. Here we go, Gary. I'm sorry, dude. All right. There it is. If it happens again, just remind me again. Okay. Just know it wasn't intentional. They changed all this stuff, and I don't make the list and stuff. I should have made a list. So, but I will make sure from now on. Thank you, Gary. I was wondering why some of my I still don't have a counter. It doesn't tell me who's here. All right, let's do introductions. Let's get started. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. I like Star Wars. I do. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So I am feeling better today. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to. Nope. I'm certainly not 100%. But today, I feel a lot better. So I'm gonna do low hanging fruit. I'm gonna take it easy on myself. I'm gonna do what I need to do. Like today, it's family night at the church. Right, we're only meeting there on Thursdays now. Tuesdays is online. I'm finding that it's just the need. I thought it was something else, but I was wrong. That's all right. Um, and this does go with our seventh step in the topic. But I know that people also, you know, it's hard for me to let everybody know that I'm doing better, so I kind of do it here. And thank you for everybody that reached out that said, "Hey, there's a meeting going on here. I hope you're doing better." Just these little things, they help out a lot. A little bit of encouragement goes a long way, man. A long way. Now, I want to be wanted, needed, and loved. Sure, I do. Everybody does, especially by the people they love, right? It could be hard. All right, that is not today's topic. Okay, I'm going to start on page 74, on the first full paragraph. See, I know I'm going too fast because my words are. It's the med. Now my body's all happy, so it's like blah 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 blah. This is where I need to say, okay, Dion, that's awesome. I'm glad you're in a good mood, but let's not wear ourselves out because I will wear myself out. Hi, Ingrid. It's all my favorite people are here. We're just missing Michelle and Patricia, and I could name off a bunch of people that I'd love to see here. So I don't have it doesn't even give me the counter anymore. So, and I'm not even going to ask them to fix it. Nah. All right. Okay, I got some cool news, and I kind of want to share it. And of course, it doesn't involve money, but this is stuff I just love to do. I had a great talk with Sobriety House today. Um, and we had a good talk. I'm an alumni, not of Sobriety House, but of the Phoenix Concept, and they own the Phoenix Concept now, which I've told them I don't really appreciate. Neither did Ray, and they said, "Yeah, we know, but we're doing the best that we can." I'm like, I love you guys. They're doing everything they can respect the man that started it, but they're starting an app for their alumni. We're trying to get 12 steps back in. We're looking at 12-step treatment centers. We're looking at more detoxes. We're talking halfway houses. But the cool thing is I'm going to start interviewing their alumni for their app. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. I give fuck less about money on that. All right. Page 74. But when we have taken a square look at some of these defects, have discussed them with another, and have become willing to have them removed, our thinking about humility commences to have a wider meaning. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. Patricia. Chris, I wish I could help, but there's not. Do you have a button or something that you can press and they can come help you? Because I can't do it from 30 miles away. I love you, brother. I love you. Right. Discuss and have become willing to have them removed. Our thinking about humility commences to have a wider meaning. By this time, in all probability, we have gained some measure of release from our more devastating handicaps. Yeah. We enjoy moments in which there seems to be something like real peace of mind. To those who have hitherto known only excitement, depression, or anxiety, in other words, to all of us, this newfound peace is a priceless gift. Do you remember the first time? Let me know where you're at, and I'll make a phone call after this. It's the best I can do. Just tell me the name of the place, and I will call them right after this. Okay. And I'm willing to do that for you, but it's the best that I can do today for you. Okay. But I am willing to do that. All right. So we've already taken a look at some of our grosser handicaps. What are they? You know, anger, Anger is a big one. Susan, good to have you. Good to have you. I'm glad you're here. No, I'm going to do it, Chris. Uh-uh. I will call and I will put my foot up their fucking ass for you. I will do that. I'll do it kindly. Okay. So do you remember the first time? Yeah, Gary, you're probably better at it. You've got a much softer voice. I will call and ream their butt. So probably better if you do it. Thank you, Gary. You're awesome, brother. Um, so do you remember? I don't remember the exact time, but in the beginning where I would get these moments of peace, and I want more of them. I would want more of them. Right. Um, Something indeed has been added where humility had formerly stood for force feeding on humble pie. It now begins to mean the nourishing ingredient which we can give us serenity. Yet in the beginning, humility is not something I wanted to work with. Absolutely not. It made me feel like a piece of crap. It made me feel stupid. It made me feel this. Okay. This was my brain. This was my brain. Okay. And this is where the instincts interfere. Where your instincts interfere. Absolutely, Gary. Right person for the right job, man. I'm not above anything. I am not. Okay. I know I can tell you right now, if I think you're going to do a better job than me, I'm going to say so. Because I want it done correctly, not the way Dion wants it. No, right? What is that? That's humility. I practice it all the time. I love it. You know what it does? It reminds me that I have no power, no control. And when I'm there, I get peace of mind because I've made the decision that everybody is allowed to be who they want to be. And that allows me to sit there and go, wow, what a perfect world. What a perfect world that we live in. Thank you, God, for giving me this. Thank you, God, for letting me wake up each morning and help your children. I don't have to. I get to. I get to. I think that's beautiful. Okay. So, humility does not mean, in this case, it does not mean embarrass me. Okay. So, let's talk about humiliation just real quick. Humiliation is you're 13 years old, you're walking up to the mall because you're a mall rat. All the cool kids are outside, so you decide to spit and it lands on the front of you. That's humiliation. Okay. True story. I still remember it. I remember who was there too. Okay, but I can't remember a TV show I watched last week. Okay. All right. This improved perception of humility starts another revolutionary change in our outlook. Our eyes begin to open to the immense values which have come straight out of the painful ego puncturing. I tell you what it just said. Your eyes are going to start to shine to what they're saying. To me, that's what I hear. Okay. Yeah. 6th, 7th step is where the eyes start to shine. Why? Because you've been given a perfect release, man. You've been given a perfect release. You understand some things. Maybe it's only been a few short months. I don't know. Okay. It happens different for everybody. That's why storytelling is so important. It brings us together. Um, until now, our lives have been largely devoted to running from pain and problems. We fled from them as from a plague. We never wanted to deal with the fact of suffering. Escape via the bottle was always our solution. Character building through suffering might be the results for saints, but it certainly didn't appeal to us. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. We'll always, folks, we will always help and we will always do it the right way. Okay. And if you need help, I don't care how silly you might think it is, please just ask. You know, the last 4 or 5 days, I've been went through this. I'm 53. I'm supposed to be this fucking example. I felt like a fool. Right. But nobody else thought that. Right. That's all right. We were taking care of something, Gary. And I'm glad it's taken care of now. See? It's off our plate. Good job, everyone, including you, Chris, for reaching out for help, man. Chris has been around this program for a long time. And it doesn't get easier as you get older to ask for help because you think you know more. It actually gets a little harder. Oh, I can handle this. You know, that's not fair to us. Be good to yourself, right? All right. Then in AA, we looked and listened. Everywhere we saw failure and misery transformed by humility into priceless assets. You're a priceless asset. Priceless. If you've gotten to this point in step 7, you've been transformed. You're a different human being. You have been reborn. There's a lot of different ways that we say this. But you are not who you used to be because that wasn't you. That was your mental illness. Right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate it all. I don't hate I don't hate alcohol. I don't hate drugs. They don't even have feelings. Okay? We heard story after story of how humility had brought strength out of weakness. In every case, pain had been the price of admission into a new life. But this admission price had purchased more than we expected. It brought a measure of humility, which we soon discovered to be the healer of pain. We began to fear pain less and desire humility more than ever. This includes physical pain. Yeah, I hurt. This hurts. This hurts. Did you know the more you say that, the more it's going to hurt? You can't help it, can you? When you're sick, oh, I feel hard, my man. I just feel that. But it's kind of hard at that point. Yeah, I feel great, man. Everything's great. Right. But what we say to ourselves, okay, anytime you start your sentence with I am, then you are. I am an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I quit name calling long ago. I'm talking about me. I don't call myself names. And I get in trouble with my wife if I do. Okay. Why? Because nobody treats her husband that way, including me. Okay. Well, the same is for you. And that's humility. I need help. Humility. Last 4 or 5 days is all I've had. It was just basics. I'm even on basics today, man. I'm even on basics today. All right. During this process of learning more about humility, the most profound result of all was the change in our attitude toward God. It probably changed, but it's our attitude towards God, which is feelings. Those are our feelings. Feelings matter, man. Okay. Here's what this is how I do it. Feelings are valid. They are. They're valid. Feelings are not facts. It's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay, man. You too, Ingrid. I love you. I'm doing this one more paragraph and then we'll do this and end. But I'm feeling better. I could probably yak for fucking 3 hours right now. Be like, no, Dion. We love you. But no. Okay. And this was true whether we had been believers or unbelievers. We began to get over the idea that the higher power was some sort of Bush League pinch hitter to be called upon in an emergency, right? I call those foxhole prayers. Usually I was in jail. No, I was in jail. Or the only time I prayed to God when I was drinking is if I was locked up without my decision, without my approval. And it's weird because I've been in jail a lot, but not for breaking the law. Just for detainment. People think I'm the, yeah. All right. No, they don't, Dion. The notion that we would still live our own lives, God helping a little now and then, began to evaporate. I carry God in my hip pocket. That's it. If I get a green light, thank you, God. If I get a red light, thank you, God. Doesn't matter where I go. Right? The word God pops into my head. It's almost always the first thing. If a situation comes up, it doesn't have to be a problem, right? Just a situation. Because I know that just because something went through my brain doesn't mean it's good. You know, lately I've been trying to figure out. Uh, it's hard because I tend to think that God talks through His children, but sometimes His children are wrong, and there's that balance there. So it just means do a little bit more digging, think on it a little bit longer, maybe talk to another person who has no idea what the whole situation is about. That's usually the best. We call them a sponsor. Ever since my sponsor reamed my ass the other day, this is what he told me. This is what he told me. He said, Dion, you're so good at going online and doing that and telling people your feelings, and you're really good at it. Don't get me wrong, but gosh, you're horrible at calling me. So I've been checking in with him all the time. You too, Amber. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know how busy you are. I appreciate it. All right. Um, Many of us who had thought ourselves religious awoke to the limitations of this attitude. Refusing to place God first, we had deprived ourselves of his help. But now the words, of myself I am nothing, the Father doeth the work, began to carry a bright promise and meaning. Now, I'm not big on that line because I don't think I'm nothing. And I don't think God does either. I get what they're saying, that you have to, decimate all of that thought process, right? You have a sponsor still? Yeah, he hasn't. I'll tell you guys everything. Yep, I finally got one. Yep. Um, about a month ago, I think. Probably been longer than that. But yeah, I finally found a sponsor. It only took me 5 years. Yeah. But I found the one that I'm supposed to be with. God's time, man. Before that, I had 5 accountability buddies, including my therapist. But now that therapist is no longer there. Okay. But it is hard for me to find a sponsor because I'm not talking about my sponsor. I'm talking about having a sponsor. So we've just started. And actually, I've been friends with this man for 30 years, 35 years. I've known Daryl a long, 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 long time. So I'm starting over on the steps. Why not? I'm going to do another 4 step of stuff. Why not? It's about time. I'm sure it'll help. I have some anger around some things that have just been very hard for me to let go. Okay, and they have to do with the bullies. Okay, but there's a mental illness portion in there too. So this shit takes time for me. But I tell you right now, since my sponsor talked to me and asked me to do a few things, I've been feeling much better about it. So I'm going to keep doing it. It's been nice to have somebody giving me direction. It's been a long time. I need it, man. I get fucking confused. All right. Either way, Either the AA way of life becomes one of joy, or I return to the darkness and despair of alcoholism. Joy comes to me when my attitude concerning God and humility turns to one of desire rather than a burden. Yeah. I don't, helping others is not, in the beginning, it just pissed me off because he interfered with my time. Still happens. Sometimes somebody interfere with my time. I'm just like, God, no, Dion, it's okay. It's all right. Okay. I have 5 grandkids, so I got to be okay with it. Change every day. The plan changes. So, right. The darkness in the darkness in my life changes to radiant light when I arrive at the realization that being truthful and honest in dealing with my inventory results in my life being filled with serenity, freedom, and joy. Yeah. So for us, what is so cool, right? Um, is we're being filled with serenity, freedom, and joy. And some of this comes without having to do much. But this is what's happening. So it says in the doctor's opinion that we drink for the ease and comfort until we can find the ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks. That's what here's the answer. See, it's replaced. Your irritable, your discontent, your unease, okay, is going to be replaced by these things. I'm looking for where it really said it in here, right? But it's going to be replaced. And since you feel that way, you want more. And you can have more. In fact, help yourself. There we are. See, if it's God's will, go for it. Right? That's what's being replaced. See, I thought, oh, I just want to be happy and these things will be removed. I still have the cart behind the horse. No, God does more than that. My higher power did so much more than that. All right. I trust in my higher power deepens, and the flush of gratitude spreads through my being. I'm convinced that being humble is being truthful and honest in dealing with myself and God. It is then that humility is something I really want rather than something I must have. Okay. Delayed gratification is humility. God, I need help. That's it. God, I need help. And then you got to do something. You can't just sit around. You got to do something. Go to a meeting. There are meetings all the time happening 24 hours a day. There is no excuse to not hit a meeting. Okay. Um, when I hear people say, I'm going on vacation and I'll see you in a week and we're in a Zoom meeting, see, that doesn't make any sense to me. To me, it sounds like an excuse. Now, before, we didn't have Zoom and I'd go on vacation, but you could call the central office in that area and they'd tell you where you could go. Well, I'm going to be here. Where's some meetings? And they're like, you could go over there. And that's how I would set up my vacation. But I'd go to meetings. And I would recommend if you're on vacation, go to a meeting in that city. You're gonna be fucking amazed at what happens. Okay, it's gonna be absolutely the same, but totally different. You're gonna get a different feeling from it. You're gonna walk in there and felt like you just walked into your own home. That's beautiful. So don't take a vacation. There is no vacation from recovery. I'll see you in a week. But am I going to be picking you up from detox? I hope not. Okay. Got to hit that meeting. It's only an hour. Okay. Actually, meetings are an hour and a half. There's supposed to be an hour and a half. There's a meeting before the meeting, there's the meeting, and then there's the parking lot meeting, the meeting after the meeting. The meeting after the meeting is where everything happens. But I notice these Zoom rooms, okay, we're done, see you later, and everybody's gone. Well, go have this parking lot meeting. So I'm trying to figure that out where we can. Okay. All right. So I'm done with that. But God's been not, well, I don't know. But I have figured out because it keeps popping up, but it's the podcasting. That's exactly what I should be doing is my podcasting. You know, I've been trying to start meetings, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, but everything always leads me back to the podcast every single time. So, um, what I'm thinking, I seem to work better with people online. Now, this doesn't, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a outside home group of which I just go to. I don't do anything. Well, you know, I might chair or whatever, but I won't get like totally involved in the group. And then work on bringing people on online because, you know, um, not totally that way, but, you know, well, nobody does. Sobriety House, um, so I'm going to be their brand ambassador. And you know what, I already told you all this, but um, it's kind of what I've been waiting for. Because if I start doing podcasting for Sobriety House, then I can move to the next level, which is looking for sponsorship. Then I'll go around and I'll get paid to do what it is that I'm doing. A lot of that money will go straight to Sobriety House, but I don't think Sobriety House. I am very clear on my intentions. I'm going to tell you, I like to be transparent because I don't need anything sneaking up behind me. I'm done with those days. I'm done with paranoia. I don't let things flounder. If you want to know something, I'll talk to you about it. I don't mind. You know, I'm very transparent with them. But what's great is they have the same exact intentions as I do. Thank you, God. Right? They follow up. They call me back. These are the people that want to support me. They even support me um, with what I do with, hey, you know, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. Um, see, they don't have a problem with me reporting. Right? Um, but, and like I said to her, you know, and this is how I'm transparent. What I told her was, I have a lot of time on my hands. And so those will be two options. You can either give me what you need me to do, or I'll go after these people. So please give me something to do. Right? People already understanding what's going on out there. Now, now, now is the time. Because here in another month, the detox is going to be coming out. All right. We have a treatment center. Yeah, all this it's starting to hit. And it wasn't the church. It was weird. Okay. All right. 35 minutes, I think is good. There's probably not anybody left here. It doesn't give me the count, so I really don't know. I'm sure there are. I never know. Um, you know, and I think the only reason that even comes up is because I'm just so used to bringing it up, but I don't even really care. So what I'm going to do is work on just not worrying about it or even talking about it. I love you. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. What a fun one. Thank you. I love you all. I really do. Peace out.